Well, Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott couldn't agree to a debate on the economy, so Wayne Swan and Joe Hockey had a go instead. The Treasurer and the man who wants to replace him went head-to-head for an hour on debt, deficit and how they'll pay for their election promises. From Canberra, political correspondent Greg Jennett.
Two economic managers vied for economic supremacy, but on debt and deficit there was a strange moment of consensus.
Given the impact of the global recession, there was no choice about a deficit.
We would have had, obviously, a deficit. We would have had that challenge.
It didn't last.
Well, I wish Mr Hockey would now tell us what level of deficit and therefore what level of debt he would have entertained in those circumstances.
Certainly that'd be nothing like what we're enduring at the moment.
Joe Hockey insisted the coalition had found almost $3 billion more in savings than the $25 billion it's promised to spend so far.
We've shown more policy courage than any opposition ever has.
But Wayne Swan claims his tally is at odds with Tony Abbott's by $7 billion and demands all their policies go to Treasury to settle the score.
When will they be submitted?
Before the deadline.
Yeah. This week, is that right?
No,
they're coming in this week.
Anyone from finance? When's the deadline?
Are they coming?
The government says time's up for costings on Friday, but it's not a deadline it met in opposition, and not one the coalition is rushing to meet either.
Don't risk him.
That leaves voters to rely on campaigns like this.
And when Peter Costello was asked whether he'd endorse him, he said...
Not on economic matters, but if they had any ounce of decency at all, they would pull that ad. And Gillard, if she had any strength, would order them to pull that ad.
Mr Costello, when he said those words, was right. Mr Abbott is not interested in economics.
But the former Treasurer still is.
Any regrets about leaving, given the way the political landscape has changed?
No, we never look back.
Last week, Joe.
We're moving forward.
And very much in the race, he says. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.